Who do you hate in fantasy football that you'll never have again? I mean, let's wrap it up. You know what I mean, people? Let's wrap it up. If you're still out there listening, oh, by the way, Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes,
I guess we left that part off. It is 2012.
For anybody that's awake and can handle the volume of the radio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then, Pedigo come dragging in here on his hands and knees.
Oh, my head's killing me. I mean,
and you're really going to have to take that lampshade off at some point.
I'm keeping the toga. I'll take the lampshade off. I'm keeping the toga on.
It's a darn good thing we don't have the webcam going, or people would be just.
Guys, let's move forward here. A lot of scenarios need to take place. A lot of it is coming down to Week 17, which is good to see in the NFL that Week 17 matters this year, and it matters a lot to a lot of teams. And we'll get into that here in a little bit, but let's go to the phone lines for now. Caller, good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101. Go ahead.
Good morning. My head hurts, too.
Stark. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Decent.
Well, first of all, Wilson doesn't know anything, so don't worry about that. But my question is, I have AP, Ray Rice, and Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
And with the whole knee injury to AP, I know they're optimistic, saying he'll be back for Week 1 next year. I don't really believe that.
No.
In a keeper league, do you keep AP, especially with, obviously have two other pretty good options?
Yeah.
What do you think?
And in our league, we've told everyone before, it's a two-man keeper league, and it's a mandatory two-man keeper league. And so, Stark says moving forward, and basically, you're obviously keeping Ray Rice, so let's just throw him out of the equation. It comes down to Steven Jackson or Adrian Peterson. Who do you guys keep, Mark?
Well, I mean, Steven Jackson, I don't know how much longer he's got. The mileage on that body is pretty hefty. Yeah. And they don't really have the offensive line straightened out yet. I don't know if I could keep him as another keeper. But again, Adrian Peterson, I don't think he's going to be ready for the start of the season. He may be ready 2 or 3 games into it, but I think I've got to keep AP, even though it may it hamstring you for a little bit, Stark, but I don't know if I could keep Jackson or not.
I think they're both on pretty putrid teams.
Yeah.
Okay, neither one of them has an offensive line, so you got to go just by raw talent. AP is, I think, heads and tails.
Yeah, that's Adrian Peterson. Yeah, you, Stark, I got to agree here, man. And I look at it long term, because when you're talking keeper league, you're not just talking next year. You're talking years down the road. Steven Jackson did finish the season, well, at least through 16 weeks, as the number 10 fantasy running back. So it's not like he had a bust year. He's still, plenty valuable.
Yeah, no, Jackson had 7 straight years of 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
But like Mark said, that's probably dwindling.
It's got to be. You would think.
With AP's knee injury, he should be in the same spot.
He might not ever return to form after this.
He's not on a good team like Jeff said.
Yeah, you may not get anything at all out of him next year. He may not start. He may start Week 1. He may start Week 5.
Yeah.
He'll probably be ineffective most of the season. They very rarely come back and have a successful season.
Unless you're Wes Welker, who went down with the same type of injury, came back and was amazing still. So, I mean, it kind of, I think it...
True, but different position.
Yeah. But I'm saying that it can be done. You can come back from this. If it's me, Stark, even if AP doesn't start until Week 6, in a keeper league, that's who I hold on to, because long-term, I think he has just a far greater upside than Steven Jackson.
No doubt.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you have to draft far better than you did this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that would help you if you kept Peterson and Rice, and then draft well this year instead of like you did last year.
Just sit next to me next year.
Take notes from Derry. That's right.
Hey, I could just keep Dez.
Yeah, you could just keep Dez.
Well, throw those guys all back in there.
Stark, while we have you on here, let me go over my keeper situation with you. I have Chris Johnson, I have Darren McFadden, I have Greg Jennings, and I have Rob Gronkowski. And honestly, those are the 4 guys I've got it dwindled down to. I don't know which 2 do I go with.
Well, what's funny is I talked to another guy in a keeper league, and he's going to keep Gronkowski. That's just going out on a huge limb.
In a 2-man keeper league, that seems almost absurd to me to even think about keeping a tight end. But he was honestly maybe my best player this season, one of them anyway.
I know, but that's just going out on a huge limb to me.
You guys are going to rim on me for picking 2 kickers, and you guys want to keep a tight end for a keeper league?
We're making conversation. Anyhow,
Yeah, I just don't know if you can do that.
I don't know if you can either. But Rob Gronkowski, I believe, did finish the season as a top 10 just receiver. So it's not that crazy, you know. But
no, he did. I know. No, it's definitely worth thinking about, but I don't know if I can do it.
Okay, so knock him off of there. Who is it then? Mendenhall, Chris Johnson, Greg Jennings.
Here's a problem.
Not Mendenhall, McFadden.
McFadden. McFadden's a hell of a running back, but
Agreed.
he's a China doll.
Oh yeah.
And if you're going to have him as a keeper on your team, he's going to miss a handful of games every year.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, McFadden is in the same spot as AP.
Yeah.
You're right.
You're gonna have to kind of wait and see. Right now, you're definitely gonna have to keep Mendenhall.
No, I don't have Mendenhall. I traded him off. I have Chris Johnson. I accidentally said Mendenhall. I have Chris Johnson, McFadden, and Jennings.
Johnson, McFadden. All right. Well, yeah, that's rough, man.
I know. I'm telling you. I mean, it could be worse. I'm actually at this point right now. I'm leaning Chris Johnson, Greg Jennings, because I feel like Chris Johnson looked a lot better towards the end of the season than he did at the beginning, and I feel like next year it's going to look a little more like the Chris Johnson that we're used to than the one that we saw this year.
He did. Well, what's the extent of Jennings' injury?
I don't know. He'll be fine for next season. It's not
he's going to be back in the playoffs.
Oh, is that right?
It's not like an AP injury.
No. It's not that serious.
Okay. Well, I would keep Jennings then.
Yep.
I don't know. McFadden could be kind of like AP, but
I almost feel like when it's a two-man keeper league, I almost feel like, if I keep McFadden, then I'm essentially taking him as my 1 or 2 pick. And it almost feels like I could get him 4th, 5th round maybe, because people are always down on him every single season. Yet when he's in and he's healthy, I mean, he's one of the top backs in the league. The only thing you have to do is make sure you draft Michael Bush. And then you're in pretty good shape, which I always do. So,
well, in a keeper league, when you got a two-man keeper team, I mean, when you go into the draft, McFadden becomes premium.
Yeah.
I mean, because 14 or to 16 of the running backs are gone already.
Yeah.
So somebody like McFadden laying out there on draft day, I don't think he'd go 4th round. I think he'd go 1st or 2nd.
Ooh, all right, well, I might lose him then, but that's a chance I have to take, huh? Well, hey, Stark, we're going to take a break, man. Thanks for the call.
All right. Have a good New Year, guys.
Yeah, you too. Take her easy. Adam Stark.